Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ngara Gwem is back. Please join me at this moment. While I'm waiting for you to tune in, I would like to invite you with the song from Brother Mankuch Dok from Atar. Listen. Hello, may I call my question? Hello, Wendenku, how are you? Kuduta yung mano kaya wet. Kuduna yung mano kaya tanaway. Kuduna yung mano kaya lat. Kuduna yung mano kaya wet. Kuduna yung mano kaya tanaway. Kuduna yung mano kaya lat. Kuduna yung mano kaya tanaway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Jongtong, how are you? Thank you. That was a lovely song, but I'm still playing another song. Guys, listen to those songs. They are very meaningful. They are very, very meaningful to our situation we are in as South Sudanese. I'm looking for another song. Listen to Jonathan Job. Keep coming. Hello, Martha. How are you? Hello, Dean Cobra. How are you? Yeah, Manut, how are you, Manut? I'll check with some Arabic, but I know that was you, Manut. Ngora Agwam is back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, guys. I need to turn my messenger off. Keep popping. All right, I turned it off. Sorry. Yeah, that would be my last song. But I'm a top joke. Aduna ayer welke finchen kudak finchen gube dog. Today you'll be a good person, tomorrow you will be a bad person. That's what it means. Yeah, today is yours, tomorrow will be somebody else. I'm not going to translate the whole sentence, but few important parts. Tomorrow will be somebody else, today is yours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Waragwam is back on social media. I have been away for a little while due to my personal issues. Now it's time for me to come back to join you on Facebook Live. Tonight, I have a wonderful message, very challenging message, and it's very important message, and I want to pass it across into the mind of South Sudanese people and to President Kiir Mayardit and the leaders of South Sudan communities, especially the bordering communities of Awiel and Padang. Whenever you talk, you have to be specific. Whenever you do a live show on social media, it's not good to come and talk on everything. You have to be specific. And that's why I said my message for tonight is going to all South Sudanese and then to President Kiir and to the leaders of South Sudan and to a bordering communities of Awiel and Padang. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all of you. My name is Ngara Agwam, for those who know me before and those who don't know me. Ngara Agwam, I'm live here in Atlanta, Georgia. So to start with my phone, I'm still not change my position. I'm still South Sudanese. I was born in South Sudan. I grew up a little bit in South Sudan. I went to Ethiopia, and then I lived in a refugee camp for few years. And then again, I went back to South Sudan. I lived there as a guerrilla fighter. Those of Kiir Mayadit, those of Riek Machar, I know them in person. I don't know them by picture. I know them in person. I met Riek Machar in 1986 in Bantu. That's the first time I met him. But when he came to Pariang with Mormon Battalion, I didn't met him because by that time it's difficult for civilian to go to the military places. It was so difficult. But when my brother was shot in Mayom, my brother was a second, what do you call it? What do you call second Maladim Awal? Or what do you call it? Maladim Tani. So I went there. This is the first time I met Riek Machar in Kuwait. If you from Unity State, you know where Kuwait is. And I've been in Bantu for a long time, for almost 6 months. I know all those places in Bantu. I've been in Rumnyagai. I've been to Rupkana. I've been to Kochachai. I've been to Jagay. I've been to Nyong. No, not Nyong. I've been to Koch. I've been to Tunya. And then I've been to Lair. So I know all these places. And then after that, I came back home. And then I went to Ethiopia. So it is good to give you a little background because social media now, people are taking wrong information out of content. And when people talking, they think that you are just come learn talk on social media. But we are known in our local community where we come from. Like here in Georgia, I'm known to so many South Sudanese. I'm a man of respect. I have a great respect. But when it comes to realities, I don't respect you. If you don't do the right thing to people, I don't respect it. When it comes to, because I don't support nonsense. I stand for the truth. So now, my message to President Kiir, I'm not changing my position on the issues of Jonathan Wooling. The case of Jonathan Wooling need to be closed down. Case of Jonathan Wooling need to be closed down because we, the Padang people, we have rejected Jonathan Wooling to be the governor of Afanai. We still have rejected Jonathan Wooling. I know the government will be announced very soon, but Jonathan Wooling need to be take up the list of those who are lobbying to be appointed as the governor of Afanai. Jonathan Wooling case, President Kiir need to be closed down. Leaders of South Sudan, case of Jonathan Wooling need to be closed down. The leaders from the borders community, yeah, you need to understand case of Jonathan Wooling need to be closed down. Because that country is our country. And if somebody is not good in record of what he done in the past, that person should not be supported. And you know what Jonathan Wooling has done. You know, all across South Sudan, there are some women now in South Sudan who are still widows because their husbands were killed in the battle of Maluth in 2015. And you heard last week, there's the video of Jonathan Wooling talking. That video is here, but I don't want to play it for you. You have heard it. If you are South Sudanese on social media, you have heard what I'm talking about. Jonathan Wooling is saying he's going to Malakal. He's going to attack Malakal. And then after that, he go to Juba. That is what he said in the video. He said some in English, and he said some in English and some in Arabic. And you know, I know Arabic of Juba. I don't know how to write Arabic, but I know the Arabic of Jibo. Arabic broken, I know that one. I heard some of the very sensitive message from him. And this thing will make me to continue to stand on my position as somebody from Padang and as somebody from the community where Jonathan Uling is declaring his war against them. Jonathan Uling said he's going to declare the war against the Padang people. And I'm a son of Padang. Although I'm from Panaru, all the way from there, part of my DNA is in Padang community. Like the people that Jonathan Uling hosted them in Atar. These people, they are part of Ruweng people. The Ruweng of Panaru. Do you understand that? Those of you who say why the people of Ruweng are talking about the issues of Apanal, you are deadly wrong. We are the same people, and somebody said that he declared the war against the Padang people. Period. So President Kiir, I know you're a man who don't understand the truth. You're the man who don't understand the language, but this time you will understand the language. This time, in 2021, you will understand the language from these people, this useless community you are ruling like this. You will understand that nothing can stay there forever. That nothing can stay there forever. Kir Mayari, you can be a president for people of South Sudan since 1995. Since 1995, when John Garang was killed. I'm not talking about your history in the movement. Everybody knows that you've been participating in the movement. And that's why some people said, we're going to trust him because he's been in the movement with us. Let him be a successor for John Garang. That's why you were appointed in 2005 to lead the country of South Sudan. Until in 2010, when the first democratic election was held in South Sudan, people elected you as the first president in the history of South Sudan. We never have a president. We used to have a leaders. We never have a president. You are the first president in the history of South Sudan. You are the first president in the history of South Sudan, President Kiir. That's why everything is done by somebody else. People are still blaming it on you because you are the head of the state. You are the head of the state. And I heard it from you during the Battle of Pantau. During the Battle of Pantau, you spend time there with your arm 10 days. And then after 10 days, you withdraw them. And the people of South Sudan are asking you not to withdraw. Not to withdraw because Pantau is the territory of South Sudan. And it's the land of Panaru and a Lord Kurukwat. That place, they call it Iklich, and it is called Pantau. The battle of 2012, you know, President Kiir, and I quote this word because you're the one who said, you said, I'm the president of this country. It's not you and we, the president of this country. You said it. I heard that word. I still had that in my mind, and I wrote it on my note. Because you were saying it on television. You say you are the president of South Sudan. So 100%, you are president like any president in the world. You are a president like any president in the world. You are a president like any country in the world. We have 195 countries in the world. You are one of the presidents among those. You have the powers from your people. You have the powers granted to you by the Constitution of South Sudan. Some people said we don't have a constitution in South Sudan, but I believe we have a constitution. It is written. When I went to South Sudan in 2006, I brought a copy, the draft constitution of South Sudan. We have a constitution. The only thing is missing, people do not have a referendum, so the constitution should be read out and to be rectified. If there's something that is not for the interest of the people, that law should be taken out. That what is not done. But we have a constitution of South Sudan. For those of you who say there is no constitution, we have a constitution, but it has not been reviewed to be signed into law. But we have a draft constitution. So all these things, could give you the power as the president of that country, President Kiir. So there are so many reasons I will bring this up. And I'm coming, I'm talking. The war is broke out in 2013. The war is broke out between you and Riek Machar. Between you and Riek Machar. And every time you, President Kiir, you talk about the suffering of our people, you always say it with your tongue. You always say it in your speech. And I don't know if you're the one who write those speech, or those speech were written by somebody. I don't know. But if you are the one who written all those speech, I always hear on South Sudan television, if you're the one read those speech, and then something might be wrong. Something might be wrong because the way you are leading country into is not matching with the thing that you said sometime on your speech. They contradicted each other. What you said on the speech and the thing going on in the country, they are not matching together. They are contradicted each other. So when the war broke out, the war was fought, and those who fought that war, the war from 2012 in Iglich, those who fought that war, these are all South Sudanese. A lot of over 1,000 soldiers were killed in that war. Over 1,000. Some were burned. And international community was accused Sudan that Sudan used some chemical. And we all heard that. Until now, there's no investigation on that. How Umar Bashir killed the South Sudanese. You are the president, you don't have that consent. So the international community should investigate. The international community should test, should do the sample. Because there's a lot of terrorists over there in Pantau land. They are there on the soil. International community should investigate that and find out the North used chemical on us or they didn't use chemical on us. And then after that, Umar Bashir said he is going to wipe us out. He said we are insects. He said South Sudanese are insects. That was said by Umar Bashir on television. He said he's going to wipe us out because we are insects. That was said in your presence, President Kiir. That is statement. It was said in your time as the leader. There you withdraw our troop. You withdraw our troop. Nobody questioning you. When people complaining in Juba, why you withdraw people with Sunday? And I quote it. I quote that statement. I used to have South Sudan television in my house all day long. When people complain in Juba, why you withdraw the troop? You said, now you guys are complaining that I withdraw the troop. I withdraw the troop in Iglis. If I say, let's go to war, who will go to war? You see how he contradicted himself? And how people go to war before that. He's the president, people went to war, and he withdrew the troop. When citizens are complaining about the reckless decision he made, he said, if I ask you, let's go to war, who will go to war? That sentiment can be proved by South Sudanese who play the news media. He said that in the media. And he said he's the president of the country. You guys need to listen. Everybody had their own time. And if you don't use your time wisely, there's a time that you will be regret. There's a time that you will be regret. Everybody had their time, but if you use your time misusing it, there's a time you will be regret. I'm explaining this in English, my broken English, so people who are not from Denga, they will understand what I'm talking about. I've been in public eye for the sake of South Sudan. This South Sudan. Like when South Sudan getting independent, I was on television, I was on CNN talking about something happened. Everybody should be happy. And then people asking me if that will be the end of war, and I said yes. But when the war broke out again, I was regret. But that's how human being is. I will be regret with with something I did or something somebody from my country did. We all regret. So, Kiir Mayardit, there will be no time that I will stop talking about your name unless you leave the presidency or unless I'm dead. These are only two times you will not hear me talking about you. When you out of the presidency of South Sudan or when I'm dead. This is the time I will stop saying your name. But if you're still in the presidency of South Sudan, I can say your name today, tomorrow. And people who are on your community, people from Aguak, or people from where? What is his tribe? Tell me that. Aguak. These people, if they are really nationalists of South Sudan, they will understand what I'm talking about. But if they are not nationalists of South Sudan, they will gang up and say why this guy is talking about our president. And they don't know that it's my president as well. They don't know it's my president as well. But as an activist, let me see who is calling. Guy, let me see who is calling. All right, guys, this guy is still calling, but I take him off from the computer. You're not gonna hear him talking. But I'm waiting for his phone to cut off. Let me write him so he will not call me again, guys. Give me a second. All right. Sorry, guys. This is the world we live in. Maybe somebody didn't like what I'm talking about, That's why they want to interrupt me, but it's fine. Thank you for being patient. Now I have to go back on my topics. It's only people who might be from his tribe will say, why this guy is always talking about our president? And they don't know that he's a president for all of us. You guys hear my sound? If you hear my sound, let me know. Are you hear my sound? Let me see some up. Let me hear some up. Let me hear some up. If you guys could do some up. All right, thank you. Somebody said they are listening to my sound. Now, President Kiir need to show us his pace of leadership, not faith in religion or not faith on people. We need him to show us faith in leadership. Because if you don't have faith in leadership, you will not be able to do anything. We as South Sudanese, we move from problem, we solve problem with problem. Instead of solve problem with good thing. So President Kiir, we are now going in 2021. And you don't know how this world will be look like in 2021 because now we are not over with the leadership of the United States. We don't know yet. This now, you see what is going on now. It's not over yet. We don't know what will be, who will be the president in next year. And you know South Sudan is still in mess. South Sudan is still in mess. We're not cleaning it up yet. We go back to put in the rebellion off, and then your leadership create another process to lead people in another war. Like the case of Jonathan Wooling. Case of Jonathan Wooling is another flame war. And you as the leader, you're supposed to speak up strongly. Somebody who is against the government. How are you going to appoint somebody who is against your own government and be the governor? Or do you think when you come and appointed Jonathan Wooling, do you think Jonathan Wooling will have his own country? It will be still under you. And somebody who don't like your leadership. How are you going to find somebody who don't like your leadership? That's the weakness of you. That is the weakness of you because you don't know, you don't have a faith of leadership. And you've seen it in this world. If somebody is not associated with you, you cannot bring that person in your leadership until you off the presidency, and then that person can come and work in the government when the next leadership come in. That's how the democracy works. But you cannot bring people who are not listening to you and work with you. You're not going to take a country in the right direction. And that's why you are in mess. Because the mess going on in South Sudan is not only on people who fighting rebellion. You have your hand. Your hand is in the mess. Your hand is in the mess of South Sudan. Your hand as the president is in the mess of South Sudan. And I will tell you why. When somebody accused of stealing the money, like the 4 billion people were talking about, that's 75 people were accused, 75 members of your government were accused of stealing the money. You never firing them. When you firing someone, you bring someone back 2 years later without being charged or without being punished. Because if we call South Sudan as a country, people have to be made accountable for their wrongdoing. But you always make a degree and you shit them out, and then later on you bring them back again. Some people, they leave you, they leave by themselves, and then later on, you bring them in again without telling you why they leave your government in the first place. Why they leave your government in the first place. You do that, and I'm not making it up. A lot of people who are accused of corruption, they are there now. You're recycling them without being heard by the public. What the law of South Sudan do to them, those individuals. Because you don't want them to be punished, because they will go and say something about you, because they know everything they do, you know before they do it. So you covering them. You covering them. And how come you're gonna rule the country covering people? How the change will come? Yeah, my dear fellow citizen of South Sudan. When you covering people who did something to be punished, how are you gonna bring change into that country? Kiir Mayadis keep covering people. He covering people in the SPLA party. The same thing to Riek Machar. Riek Machar covered people from the IO. People rebel from him. They come to government. They rebel from him, from government again. They go to him. And Riek Machar not making people accountable. How change will come in that society, my brothers and sisters of South Sudan? And who to blame? Kiir Mayadi should be blamed for that, because he's the head of the state. He's the president of the country. Because South Sudan is the country. We are not a Southern Sudan, guys. We are no longer a Southern Sudan. We are South Sudan, for your information. Now, after when the peace agreement signed in 2015, when the peace agreement signed in 2015, when Riek Machar returned back to the country and they signed the peace, Kiir Mayadit was refused from, he went to Addis, and then he refused. He said, I'm not going to sign this peace here. I have to go back to hear from my citizen. Kiir Mayadit said it, and I can do my hand like this. That means quote. Kiir Mayadit said it, I'm not going to sign this peace here in Addis Ababa. I need to go back to my stakeholder. He said, I'm not going to sign it to have a two arm in the country. And you have heard that only South Sudan have two arms. But in any country, even when we fought the North, we don't have no two army under one leadership. We were having two army and a separate leadership, because we were a region of Southern Sudan and the region of the North. That's why Umar Bashir was having his own army, and South Sudan were having their own army. But when the Riek Machar came in, Riek Machar always think that he claimed to rule the people of South Sudan, and then he claimed to be killed. And the people that he caused to be killed, he don't think about their life. He think that people were killed during his crisis, they are animals. He said, I want to have a separate military. And people of South Sudan refused. You, Kiir Mayar, you turn them down and you sign the paper. And you tell the world that you are not going to sign this peace until you go to listen to the voice of the people of South Sudan. When the people of South Sudan say we don't want to have two armies in the country, you, Kiir Mayar, you turn them down and sign a paper that allowed Riek Machar will have 1,300 and you should have 3,000 soldiers in the same country. And they should be deployed in a separate country, in the same country, within the same capital, Juba. Malonga said it. He's not gonna take two military in the country, and he said, no. At the end, I saw Malonga. They went and marked down and Foot 25, the mark, the red mark. I have that in my camera. I took the picture of it. He put the red mark in the place where the soldiers should be deployed within the same country. Because you, Kiir Mayardit, you give in and you call yourself you the leader of the people, not the UN. Because you always contradicted. What you said is not what you do you have in your heart. And that's why I said you need to have a face of leadership. Face of leadership. What you believe to do, you need to have it. But you, Kiir Mayardit, you don't have it. I don't see it in your heart. A lot of South Sudanese, especially Denga, they're supporting you because you are from Denga. They're supporting you because you are the sinner. Somebody who is behind. Because people who were with you, people who were proud of you, they are no longer. That's what they believe. But they don't believe that you have a law to rule that country for the next generation to come. You move from something that you refuse, you move back, without debate on it. Without debate on it. If we have a government, if we have a parliament, the parliament should debate on it. And if the parliament say no, that one will stop there, because you, president, you cannot do that executive order by yourself. Especially when it comes for these issues. Having two armies in the country to come and protect somebody who rebelled from the country. Why he did he rebel in the same place, in the first place? And now in the second place, he need to be protected. From who? From who? That is one of your weaknesses as the leader. Weaknesses. We cannot have two armies in the country. And that, what we're telling you before, it was radal. It was radal into what we were saying, what we were disagree. In 20 what? 2018, right? 2018. The battle of July 8th. July 8, 2018, right? That, I think 2018. The last war, the J1 battle. The J1 battle came as the result of having two armies in the same country. And that was a big mistake. And that how people see weakness. Weakness as the leader. Weakness as the leader. And my Denga brothers, when you tell them the truth, they say, because you are not from Agwak, you are not from Bargadal. When you telling the truth like me, I said that truth, and I've been saying this truth since day one. I said it's not wrong. It's not right. It's wrong. Excuse me. To have two armies. And I give an example of South Sudan and Sudan. When we had war, when the peace agreement was signed, they formed what they call joint interrogation. Joint interrogation. Guad Masharek. That Guad Masharek, it was a combination of South Sudanese soldiers and the Northern Sudan soldiers. And they were not in the same deployment. Some can be on the left, some can be on the right. And their position is to watch what can happen between the two countries. They were not deployed to come and protect John Garang. They were not deployed to come and take Umar Bashir. They were deployed to come and monitor the situation. Who will start fighting and who is not. That's the reason we were having two armies. Compared to our own rebellion of Riek Machar. Now, where Riek Machar come, where Riek Machar returned to the country, he got a lot of people who've been supporting him for the war of rebellion. When Riek Machar went back to the country, you give in. Let me not forget this thing. I'm saying all this because this video, when I make a video, I don't throw it away. I put it on YouTube. It's there. All the video I start talking on Facebook since 2015, they are all there on YouTube. The next generation of South Sudan will come and hear from them. They can take something they like, and they can take out something they don't like. Because when you're talking, it's not everybody could agree with what you say. I'm talking. Let me take you back a little bit. When Riek Machar have a negotiation with the government, Riek Machar said that he will be given an Upper Nile, 46% of power, or 46% of the revenue will be given to him. That was Riek Machar who said that 46% should be given to him. And then the people of South Sudan, when they heard it, especially the people of Jonglei, they went on the protest. They say, you, Riek Machar, who killed us in 1991, and now you want to be representing Upper Nile, 46% will be given to you. And what will be remain for the government? The people of Jonglei, they refused. They went on the street. These were the first group who went on the street in South Sudan. Again, the demand of Riek Machar. When the people of Jonglei, they didn't agree on that, Riek Machar created 21 states. Riek Machar created another 21 states. When he created, this is where the creation of 32 states came in, my brothers and sisters. If you don't know it, this is where the politics, because Riek Machar jumped and bring something that was not in the agreement. When he created 21 states, he left the place that he don't like, like the whole area of Upper Nile. He didn't give anything to Padang people. And you know, in the northern part of Upper Nile, majority are Denga Padang in that area. They were not given any state. All the 21 states created by Riek Machar, they were favored all Nuer area and Shuluk. They were favored that areas. And our people say, no, this is not right. This is not right. Why? And people said, if a country want to be created more, said, people of Jonglei, they said, Jonglei is huge. We requested before to Jonglei to be divided into two countries. I mean, two states. Where up should be divided into another two states. And then some people came in with a request like we, the people who were being mistreated in Unity State, the people of Ruwen, we were being mistreated there, and we told them, we need a request, we need to be out from Bantu. So when you see Riek Machar create 21, this is where you Kiir Mayar did put seven states. You put 7 states, then make it 28. Make it 28. Listen carefully. When another complaint came from Apnal, and that was the game from Taban Dengai. Taban Dengai came in and playing another game. Playing another game in. And he want to divide it. Because when Cholo Tanumbaluk was the governor of Apnal, some people didn't like Cholo Tanumbaluk. Some people who were supporting Riek Machar interest, they went there and complained, we need to be divided. This is where Taban Dengai came with four more states. 2 were put in Apenal, 1 in Equatoria, and 1 in Bargadal. That one made 32 states. And it was the demand of the people. It was the demand of the people of South Sudan. It was their right to have more states. Either South Sudan could be divided like what? It's people's choice. And you, Kiir Mayar, you agree. You say these are the people of South Sudan's choice. And then from there, listen, Kiir Mayar, from there, you give in. When Riek Machar came, Riek Machar is the one who created that 21 state. And when you add more, Riek Machar thing is worse because the place that Riek left out become have a state of their own. And Riek became jealous. Riek and his supporters became jealous. They make complaint. And you telling them, I'm not going to change it. This is the people demand. Kiir Mayar, guess what? When Riek Machar came in again, you give in. You give in the right of the people of South Sudan, you give it in. Because Riek Machar don't want it. And in Riek Machar, who started? Riek Machar, who started war? Riek Machar, who started, created 21 states? And then you are the president, you say to the people of South Sudan, you said people can go for referendum. And then when Riek Machar came in, international community talk to you, you give in. That's what I said. You don't have a path of leadership. You don't have a path of leadership because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what the leadership is. You give in. People move away from 32 states to 10 states. To 10 states. And you are the president. Everybody fight for you because of you. Like the war that was fought in 2013, it was a war of three items. Number one, people were protecting themselves for their own life, the life of their family. Number two, people were fought because they protect the constitution of South Sudan. Number three, people were fight to defeat the rebel. And that's why Malong Awan was in Juba with you. How many days Malong Awan went and spent in Bor talking on the satellite? I saw Malong Awan sit on the satellite. He forget his 100 wife in northern Bargadal. And he came to Juba to protect you because you are the president of the country. Guess what? When you are finding Malong Awan as the commander-in-chief, you listen carefully, especially where we Bargadal. Where we Bargadal, where they fear the lead. Where they fear the lead, where Quadichol Bargadal. A lead, a working in Quanchuk for a long time, where they fear the lead. Guess what? When Malong Awan was appointed, those of Iowa, the same Iowa that who was fought to protect President Kiir, they say, Wallahi, we don't want Malong Awan. We don't want Malong Awan. If you Kiir Mayadit, if you don't take Malong Awan out, peace will never come. Tabandenga is playing a negative role in here. Ringmacha is in different direction. And you Kiir Maya as the president, you accept it, you give it, and you fire it. You firing Malong Awan. Because Ringmacha, Tabandenga, and Io, Eki Jamgulga, and Ashima Long Nishi and Nye, Akapi Shiba. You fire Malong Awan. What happened? Did the peace come? No. Peace didn't come. Peace didn't come. You give in as the president. God, I'm telling the thing that Kiir Mayadit moved from something. So from A to B, from A to B to C, Kiir Mayadit got F. Kiir Mayadit got F as the leader. He got F. If you listen to the thing I'm talking about, you don't get anything. F. And people are saying Kiir Mayadit is a man of faith. He loves people. If you love people, why you let people to be abused? If you love people, why you let your people to be abused? If you love your own people, why you let your people to be abused? If you love people. Because there are a lot of people who say Kiir is a man of faith. Kiir is loving South Sudanese. If I ask you, I'm going to talk more today. If I ask you, do Kiir Mayadit love South Sudan? The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is no. Kiir Mayadit give in. Malong Awan was fired. And the country is still at war. New rebellion. Taban came in. And they accepted Taban to be put as the vice president. And it was the same Taban who designed the war, the Battle of J1 in 2013. It was Taban Dengai and the group of G10. When they're saying they want to do a protest and the protest doesn't work, then Rimasha kick out those supporters of Girichwang, those of Pagana Amom. He kicked them out. And he said, no, now plan B. Plan B is me and my IO supporters. Everybody was kicked out. Everybody kicked out. Those are Paganamo. And you, the president, you let them to be send them out in the country and said that the government of Kenya will go and take care of them. And these are your prisoners. Your prisoners of your country. If they are criminal, they have to be punished to be punished in your own country. If they are gangster, they have to be punished in your own country. And you let the people of East Africa fool you and say, these political accusers, they will come and be put in jail in Kenya. And that, it was not jail. How are you gonna drink a coffee if you are in jail? Do you think people in coffee will drink tea in the morning? They will go and cut the grass. They will go and clean. But these people, when they were sent to Kenya, they didn't do anything the people in prison do. You have been fooled as the president of South Sudan. They're supposed to be in your own country because they did crime in your own country. They want to overthrow your government. They do the deal with the rebel. So these people, they were not supposed to be sent to Kenya. If I was the president, like me, if I was the president and I have the faith of leadership, these people would have not been sent to Kenya, Ya Junubin. This is our stupidity. We don't know our right. We stupidity. When Rally Odingo has the political problem within his own government, those leaders from Rally Odingo side, they were not sent to be arrested in South Sudan. They were not done. Only South Sudan. South Sudan is political of war or political people who do something that to overthrow the government. They will be go and sent to another country. Another country, people who are hurt by their own country government, they were not sent to South Sudan. In Sudan was Umar Bashir. People Umar Bashir accused them in his leadership. They never come to be arrested in South Sudan. Only you, Kiir Mayadit, who accept that, and you tell us you are leader of our country. You don't have a face of a leader of our country. Because if you are leader of our country, this thing cannot be done like that. Because you said in your own word, I'm a president of South Sudan. If you are president of South Sudan, why everything you agree, everything people of South Sudan cry for, why you go and change it and take it away? If you are president for the people you said you love them, I will not give you any mark over there. He's all F. If you went to school, if you have an academic background, it's F, letter F. Nothing. Since I start talking. Kiir Mayadit always agree and then he give in. Kiir Mayadit, in this world of today, this world of technology, when you sign a paper, you always have to read the paper before you sign it. Even in America here, at work, or when you go to court, the police give you the paper, you read it first. You read it first by yourself. And then after that, you sign it. If you don't want to sign it, that person can take it and put it in file. You're not gonna be taken to jail because you refuse of signing it. The reason people sign things is to show it is documented. It is documented. That's the reason. But you cannot sign something without reading it. Without reading it. So when you sign the paper of Ringmacha agreement with your government, you did not read the whole thing that was in the folder. You didn't read all of them. Members of your government, they did not read them. They didn't know that. You signed it, and there were a lot of sting attached. Kekawaja child sting attached. Sting attached was in those letters. But you did not read it because you just signed it. You don't know. And even now, I think, when you leave the power of South Sudanese presidency, the document that you have signed, they will take you to court. Those documents you signed without reading them, without understanding them, they will take you to court in the future. Mark my word. Now, you are eager to give in for the right of our people, and you are telling them that you are their leader. And they are celebrating you. Kiir Mayadit. Like last month, I see people from my own community, they are celebrating. The people of Atar, they were celebrating there, they are dancing. And their own people are there, they are suffering, and they are dancing. And they are dancing. People of Atar, they were dancing in front of you. They are dancing because they believe you are their leader. That's why they were dancing. And you don't see it. Why people love you sometimes, you don't give them your back. You don't give them your back. You don't give them your back, and you call yourself a leader. Now, the thing we've been saying so many years, we say if there is a peace agreement, because the rebellion of Riek Machar, it damaged a lot of community in South Sudan. It damaged a lot of community in South Sudan. In the military side, in the civilian side, if we come about civilian side, it damaged a lot in Afanal. The Afanal region, Riek Machar has damaged. Riek Machar has damaged Afanal so badly. In the military side, a lot of people from Barkadal, they died fighting to defend the territory of South Sudan. They fought. Some they don't get no money for 6 months. Some they don't get anything for a whole year. Their kids are suffering. Their kids are not going to school. They're fighting because of you. They're fighting because of South Sudan. And you, Kiir Mayardit, you don't give them your back. You don't. You don't give them your back. You sing, I'm gonna be a president. I'm gonna be a president. You can be a president for 100 years, but you're still gonna live because life, human nature. The nature can do their part. The nature can do its part. Although you think you're gonna be in that position, ruling us like that, abusing our people, abusing the image of our people due to the lack of your leadership, you're gonna go, Kiir Mayardit. You're gonna go. You need this more. You need this wool, like anybody, like any one of those citizens. In the no more, we in the no woo. When they turn any band of Nagade no man, Nagade no wool. Nagade no man. You make them suffering in your own hand. You are president. I don't blame Riek Machar too much because Riek Machar is somebody who want to take your leadership. You are the president. You are the one to be blamed more than anybody in South Sudan. And if you don't want to be blamed, and if you don't want to be able to do the thing right, why you don't call the people of South Sudan? My people, I serve you since the time of Anyanya 1. I serve you since the time of SPLA. I serve you since the time of CPA. I serve you since the time of election in South Sudan. I serve you since the time of referendum. If you don't appreciate what I did to you, come take your leadership. Why you don't say like that, President Kiir? If you are a man who love your own people, why you don't say that? Nelson Mandela has been in the prison for 27 years. And when he came out, people say, no, we want you to be a leader. And he said, no. And he said, no. People say, no, we want you. When he accepts the call of his people, the people who punish him are the ones who call him to be a president. And when he became a president, he spent 4 years. When 4 years over, Nelson Mandela said, no, my people, I'm not going to be a leader. I'm not going to be your leader. I just show you the way. Now you can bring your own person. Why you, Kiir Mayardit, don't do that? Why you don't do that? If you want to serve the country of South Sudan, you don't do it. And you say you are the president. Now, we've been talking about you. When the community has some issues, it is not the government job. It is the government job to come and listen. Government can call the both side community and let hear the stories. Let hear the story. Because all our communities, we still have elders. We still have elders who know the story. Although they don't know how to read and write, they know they can explain it in their own language. And the government could listen. After the government listen, government will take the message from both sides and take it to the parliament. And then parliament will debate about it. If the parliament is not able to do it, the community can go to court. Because we are a country. We should have a court. If there's a community who have problem with community, they can go to court. And that's why we fought the war of 21 years to be free in South Sudan. You, Kiir Mayardit, you don't show that to us. You don't show that to the world. You don't show that. You always accept the people who destroy South Sudan. You accept the idea of people who are destroying South Sudan. You don't accept the idea of people who say you want to lead our country in the right direction. You don't do that. And the Puluj majority of Denga, they don't see how you are damaging the country. The Puluj majority of Denga, they don't see it. The Puluj majority of Nuer, they don't see Riek Machar destroying the country. And these are the two big brothers. Either they are from one mother, one can be an elder brother, and one can be a younger brother. That's the same way I see the Nuer and the Denga. They are older brother and younger brother. And they don't see the way they are destroying the country under your leadership because you don't show an example. If you show an example, these people down here will listen. But when you don't show the example, it starts from your cabinet. Your cabinet, they don't show the what they call royalty. And then later on, when in the J1, they clap their hand. And then when they leave J1, they go Kira Cheban. Because in the Kirijiban law, Kia easy. But when you do everything easy, the law and order cannot get in place. The law and order will never be respected. When you make things easy, nobody being accountable for what they have done. And Museveni, the president of Uganda, your friend, he told you, he said, Kiir, you cannot rule South Sudan easily like that, where you can leave everybody and go when they meet a crime. He said that country will be run out of control. Your friend Museveni told you that. I thought you should learn from his statement. He said you cannot rule South Sudan in an easy way like that, where you can let everybody go. Even people who did crime, you let them go without being punished. What show you here as a leader? If somebody do something wrong, let the law of South Sudan be effective. If you think people don't respect you, let the law of South Sudan take care of it. Because we are a country. We are one of the United Nations members. We are a country. You don't want to do it. And I don't know how you call yourself as the president. And you, those who are listening to what I'm saying, how you call that person as a leader for you? Because he put all the right of people of South Sudan on the rebellion, on the rebellion side. And the rebellion side want to destroy the country. Rebellion side, these are people against the government, against the will of the country. And Kiir Mayardit put all the interest on the rebellion. And when the people of South Sudan went on the street and asked for their right, Kiir Mayardit go and give in and give favor to the rebel. And when the rebel come in, they don't appreciate what you did. They don't. So every community has a leader. If there is a land dispute, it good in every country. They have to bring people from different communities to come and hear their voice. That's the way to solve the problem. Like the border issue. It is not right for somebody who is not from Ruwen, somebody who is not from Bantu, to come and talk about the two community problem. They're not going to solve it. People in your own government cannot solve it. If the people from these two communities, because they have their elders, they can discuss. If they don't listen to themselves, it will involve the legal law where people can go to court. But it's not about a member of the SPLM. Member of the SPLM will go to represent them because they know nothing. Community know more than the people in your own government. But you are the president of the country, you don't show that. You don't show the way people can be able to solve their own problem. You make it worse. You and your government official, you make it worse. When people go to peace negotiation, the borders community, either a peace between the two countries or the peace within South Sudan, the borders community always needs to be involved. If you take a wrong community and go and talk about peace, and the people who have conflict themselves, they are left behind, how you bring peace? When you leave people who have a problem, you leave them out, and you collect the wrong people. Like a lot of people went to Addis Ababa. And my own community, where there is a lot of problem, they never been a referendum. My own community of Anaru, who have the problem with Nuer in Batiu. My own community of Alor, they never go to Addis Ababa and represent their voices. You always leave them out. Like in 2019, when General Deng Won and three governors, the governor of Werap, the governor of Unity State, and the governor there were four governors, and Deng Won was invited. Twitch, the governor of Twitch, they were invited to go and talk about the attack that was done in Twitch, because the people from Batiu, they went and attacked people in Twitch, and they fought. And then from there, the people from Twitch, they said they're going to go back for revenge. And that time it was the time that Tiji Dadwat, no, not Tiji. It was time of Tiji Dadwat to go, and then it was about for Tem Machar to come in. For Tem Machar, and Tem Machar was in there. The people of Ruwen who fought the war over the cattle, the war over the land, they were left out. How come that you're going to bring a community to understand the issues when you left one community out without their voices to be heard? So you can hear how the members are being killed by the other community members. And these are the bordering communities. That's what I said. You don't have a leadership faith in you. You cannot bring a peace like that. When a community who have issue with community, you let them out and you let the other four community go and talk. Because these four areas, the Twitch and the Werap and the Unity State and Ruwen, these are the people who always fought the war of cattle. Nuer come and killing them all the time, and you know it in J1. So if they have a feast to talk about the insecurity issue, Ruwen would have not been left out. But Ruwen was left out. And if you think I'm lying, contact the members of Ruwen community there in Juba. They will tell you. I've been recording all this. You didn't do it. And you the president of the country, and you say you want people of South Sudan to live in peace. When people go to Addis Ababa to talk about the border with the North, like in 2012, when people talk about the border issues, when Pagana Amom was signed, Pagana Amom was among the group, and then our Lord was among those group. So people went in Addis Ababa without people from Pariang, without people from any area of Ruwen people, no people from Bimno. And I don't know how do you rule the country and you don't know who are the community on the border. People from Awiel were left out, and you don't know where the Awiel community is located on the map. If people talking about the north and the south border, you can take people from Awiel. You can take people from from Malor, because you're talking about the border of South Sudan. You take people from Abiy, although they were isolated. They are still a part of South Sudan, and they know the history between Abiy and the North, Southern Kordofan. People in Ruwen, we are in the north of South Sudan. We are the one that had the border with the North. So if we talk about the border, this community, you should not let them out without going and represent their voices in Addis Ababa. But your government let them out because the border issue is between you and the rebel, between you and the rebel. And you forget about the community who are on the border. You, President Kiir Mayadi, listen carefully. You forget. And we've been talking about if people go to peace in Addis Ababa, don't leave behind the bordering community members. They have to appointed one person who will go and represent all the evidence, to represent the evidence to the peace mediators. You have to let the community go there. Their voice could be heard. This is how your government can come and listen. But when people in the community ask your government, you say no. You say no. This is not a community problem. This is a country and country. But country, they have to have people who witness. People who are knowledge. People who have knowledge. Even if the North Sudan is lying, we can bring people from Nuba Mountain, because Nuba Mountain, we have a border with Nuba Mountain. The people of Ruwen, the people of Biemnam, we have a border with the Nuba people. They can tell us if we're lying or we're not lying. In a will, you can bring Misriya. Misriya there, they are the border of a will. They will tell a will you are a liar, or a will tell them you are a liar. That's how you can bring peace in that country. But if you do things with the wrong people, documents are produced, like the document produces. Those documents were produced for the idea of the North. They were not produced for the interest of South Sudan. And now, I heard that last night on television, that those documents, IOT, document one, I can't sign, in President Kiir, your name is on that paper. I do not see it. But they said your name is on the paper. Kujalara and Sudan, his name is on the paper. In Jijola say, Kukishi paper, well, you don't know it. And that's why I said from the beginning, whenever you sign the paper, either a paper from the bank, either a paper from the wedding, either a paper from the invitation, you have to read it first. You have to read it. Don't just sign it and assume that you are president. Because what you sign, it will be a backfire against you. Like now, you hear the people on the border. Now they were accusing your government before, and your government members keep saying, "Oh, you don't understand. You don't understand." You, President Kiir, 2021 will be a different year. You need to clean yourself. You need to show leadership to the people of South Sudan. If you don't want to do it, if you are incapable, call the people of South Sudan in the daylight and say, I'm done. I did my part, I'm done. Let have election. Simple as that. Simple as that. But you want to create problem into problem. Now you want to bring peace in the country, and now the problem is coming again. Problem that you signed the document that Mile 14 is now belong to Chumal Sudan. And Mile 14, we never had a Mile 14 in my life. I never had it. Even from I will remember. I never heard that. I never heard that the Mile 14. Mile 14 was credit for the interest of the North. And your government has been pulled. You were being pulled to sign your hand on the paper that you don't read. You didn't read it. And you are the president of the country. Why did you sign the paper for the border, and you did not involve the communities who are on the border. Is that not a sellout? It's not a sellout. You sell yourself out. You sell yourself out, President Kiir, and you sell the people of South Sudan out. And that's why you see how people fool you, and you call yourself president. When Umar Bashir locked down the border, we all know because I'm from Pariang. When the border was shut down, people from Pariang, we don't get anything from the north. We get something that can come from Eastern Africa to Juba, all the way to Bargadal, and then from Bargadal, it will come. And when we get them, it costs us more. Like the barrel of water like this. The barrel of water like this in Fariang, when I went there in 2013, the barrel like this, it was four pound in Pariang. But when you come to Juba, it's two pound in Juba. When you come. So now, can you tell the world you are a leader when you sign the border dispute, sign the paper without involve the community, because in those bordering community they have a ship, and they have a commissioner, and they have what do you call? They have intellectual, people who know how to write. AK1 kulagu sign paper. Now Madinga Awiel. Quite like my brothers from Madinga Awiel last night. I told them the problem of mile 14 is not alone. It's not alone Madinga Awiel. It's all of us. It's a problem for all South Sudanese because it will cut part of our land to the north. Because mile 14 is not only in Bargadal alone. It has a place that now the people are complaining. Karsana, Iglich, all these places cannot be seen again. Based on the paper you guys signed. And you don't know what is inside that paper. You just sign it because I'm a president of South Sudan. And you don't even tell your secretary. What the reason you have a secretary in the office of the president is to read the document. And then when you read the document as the secretary in the office of the president, you will tell the president that the thing that you read, you didn't agree with this, you wrote them down, and then you let the president know. But all this secretariat in the office of the president, I don't know what is their job. What is their job? What is their job? When you are a secretary in the office, you have to be responsible to read the document. But do they help the president to read the document before the president signs them? No, they don't. So President Kiir from now onward, if you are still going to be a president for South Sudan in 2 years, you need to know that you have to read the paper before you sign them. You need to read the paper. Anything concerning a country and country, or anything from the community that has a legal problem on it, don't sign it until you read it. Because in Mura time could be in the future, could be in law court, be in law trial, a bit of. So, could the border dispute kind of let me come to conclude it. I'm from the border. I'm a son of the border, Fasten. I know our border with the people of Nuba Mountain. I know a border with the people of Southern Kordofan. The same people of Southern Kordofan who have the border with Northern Bargadal. The same people, Misriya, we have the border with us. We have a border with us. And if people talk about the border issues, Don't leave us out. All the community on the border, all the community on the border, these are the people that the government should listen to them. The both government, the government in the north, the government in the south, they have to listen from them. Let the people on the border talk. If it is involved international community, there's no international community can make a border without following the traditional law. Traditional law who live in that place. International community will not come in and sign it. And Kiir Mayadi think that the international community will rule Sudan. A lot of things happen. A lot of things happen in South Sudan. And if this thing were happen in Eastern Africa, if this thing happen in Kenya, and this thing happen in Uganda, if this thing happen in Tanzania, if this happen in the north where we relied on, if this happen in Ethiopia, international community will hear the color. Only in South Sudan, because they know South Sudan don't have no leader. We have a picture. Kiir Mayadi is the picture. He's not a president. Kiir Mayadi is the picture. And he had it last month. The Prime Minister of Ethiopia declared the war against the rebel in his country. Against the rebel in his country. And he tell international community he don't want nobody. He shut everything down. He shut all the internet. He shut all the telephone line within Eastern Africa. And if we have something that put all the Eastern Africa in one law, Ethiopia is one of that law. But you see what they did? When you are president for your people, you are president of your people. But Kiir Mayadi make himself as the president of international community. And international community want to destroy that country. They want to destroy that country. How many things the UN has done in South Sudan, and Kiir Mayadi never kicked them out as the president of that country. He never kicked them out because he know his government leaders are a parasite to the UN. They get something from UN. They get food from the UN. That's why they don't kick the UN out, because UN mandate is one. If you read the document of 1945, you know what the responsibility of the UN in any country. UN put the military weapon, and pass them all the way to Lake State. And thank God the people of Rumbek, they are not dumb. They are not dumb. They said that we want to check this truck. What is in those trucks? Maturi shoot. Tell his officers to check the truck. Thank God it was all the weapons. And all those weapons, they went in through the United Nations coordination with Riek Machar. So those guns could go and move from Bargadal to Unity State. In your presidency as president of Kiir, a country open country lowen be UN yo cholaja aja kangata Arabia kulegi in the country tini joka border the Uganda kon wan ikaja border the Uganda jo kon wan ke tira nun ja president in that country queen de koi kwon security border kan lo check ikaja Uganda kon wan di a big enter in South Sudan ujaka la dobru bek ekini enyu od monjang da de monjang chon monjang enyu od Kire bantino Kire chairman. Because you know when you solve this problem. Ekini international community being a bit a lot. Lagi na chimu kwa involve international community ko. Kle wagyal bany wagrieng machar international community abuwe la in the court of egg. Ran mi jola yoki ye innocent abi jola pol. Ran mi yoki ye gil abi mach. You understand that? Koi wa lo war pi Bosnia. Koi wa lo war pi Bosnia. I can ban my one. After many years, since 1994, in a lawyer can my child quite a ban my one. One. Arana Jalato, it's a Janet, ran on the key, and Louis Cram, Louis and Cook. Away were getting my child, where were you my child? What people are now free? Because then we shall kuma do law, Abuquan here, didn't kill. Then we see rebel ring my child, Abuquan ring my child. Where working, you are not free. alat bran to bani bi ran to kana chang nim pal lakin we wari ma cha in Kiir ma yarit we wari ma cha we kin kana free in the eye of the world, in the eye of South Sudanese. Because in the eye for your own people. If you are not protect the interest of your people, why do you call yourself a leader? Okay? Why you I'm not talking with Denga, yeah, Monica Atany. I'm not talking to Denga. I'm talking to the people of South Sudan. We've been talking about Denga so many times, and you guys don't get it. So I'm sorry for you. Let me use my broken English. It's fine. A lot of people can understand it. So this is not right. So for your people to be abused, you are the president. You are the first president. The first president. Joseph Lago was the leader of the autonomy. The same thing, John Garang. John Garang was the leader of the autonomy. John Garang was not a president. And I know you South Sudanese understand the word president. John Garang was the leader of the autonomy. The same thing to Joseph Lago. The same thing to what do you call it? Abiel Alier. Abiel Alier was put at the bar in the north. He never been a president of South Sudan. I don't know where some of you read the histories. You can read the book about Abiel Alier. Abiel Alier has written his book. You can read it from there. Who is the first president of the Republic of South Sudan? Kiir Mayardit. And this is Kiir Mayardit who is abusing us. For example, in any country in the world, in any country in the world, there is no country that the majority should be a threat in the country. In any country, the majority in any country, there cannot be insecurity. But now the majority of people in the country, the majority of Denga are now in insecurity. They live in fear. And they are the majority in the country. If we go there in the army, Denga are majority in the army. If we go about the police, Denga are in the majority in the army. If we go about what? Denga are in the majority in the army. But now in Juba, who get killed at night by a known gun? It's the Denga. It's the Denga. If we talk about the second majority, Nuer are majority now in the army of Rimashar rebellion. They are in the police, in the area they control. But now you see, people are still being killed between distance. People from village to village, people are being killed on the border areas. Where in the world people from the majority are being threatened? You don't know, Pinam. You don't know, Pinam. We're quite Manjang Jadai, Manjang can majority. Okay, like 3 million. 3 million population in South Sudan. Denga. And if you go to South Sudan army, quite a judges now, kaya majority, Denga. Quite a police, kaya majority, Denga. Quite a ngoi, kaya majority, Denga. Quite a chai sa pijiba, Denga. Kukaya Denga, kaya knock wako, pijiba. Erodio loy no ya jamana. Kuka leadership ta Kiir Mayardit. Erodio loy no. Erodio loy no. Kanya majority kaga they insecurity in their own country. Erodio no. Erodio no, guys. Be the judge, not me. Erodio no. And the country talk like majority. So okay, and you are Kiir Mayardit is not making people to be made accountable. Like now, quite know quite cover you. Which I can't ping that and chila makamanum. Chukum. Mina quite know jiba. Especially one Joma Longa one Louis fired. Kulala Malonga one I got. Ko you can knock jibo min that time. Min that time. Ko you can knock. Cha ping de la anti kon bai ma kamanam kulela kaira ene ran na ko gi. Cha kon ping because Kiir Mayadit elwel ke man of peace even criminal aluke covered by his government. Aluke covered. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? And when we tell the truth, people say because you hate Kiir, people say, oh, you are a rebellion. I'm not a rebellion. My rebellion will be the last one, the one that we brought you this country. The rebellion of John Garang from the north, that is only my rebellion. But I cannot rebellion again in my own fellow South Sudanese. I will never. Because I believe in humanity. And if I were the president of South Sudan, I will not let people play a game. When you do something wrong, I put it on your head. By the law, because we have a draft constitution. When we have a traditional law, when you kill somebody in the village, you have to be fined. We had the law. We have the law of one allel. The law of one allel is still there. If the law of the SPLM is not working, we have those laws. When you kill someone, you have to be made accountable. Now, civilians are killing each other, nobody is making accountable. Civilians in front of the government. Civilians are fighting a huge war, fighting each other. Within Kiir Mayadit community, how many people died within Kiir Mayadit community? Community of Agwok and community of Apuk. If I'm wrong, how many people died in front of his leadership? And he doesn't make people accountable. Because he said, this is a win-wallen, this is a win-quera, and this is... Yeah, Jama. Do we have a faith of leadership in Kiir? Be the judge. Be the judge. And this is what I said. I'm a different Denga. I'm a Denga from Panaru. I'm not a Denga from Bor. I'm not a Denga from Bargadal. I'm a Denga from Paru and a Denga from Padang. And I never lie. When it comes to the thing that makes sense to me, I never keep quiet. And I tell a lot of people a long time ago, if you hate me because I tell you the truth, hate me. I don't want you to like me because I tell the truth. I don't want to if you hate me. But somebody who really is a South Sudanese nationalist will understand my position. Now in South Sudan, we have soldiers who are suffering in Juba. They were veterans. They were not born as missing their body. They're missing their body because of the war of rebellion, because of the war, fighting the war with Arab. Now those soldiers, they don't have no services. Guys, there's a lot of things need to be fixed. We cannot be a Denga for title. There things need to be fixed. If it need to be fixed by war, let Denga rise. Denga, you need to rise up against Kiir Mayadit. Kiir Mayadit is making now Denga to be a dumb people in South Sudan. And in the eye of everybody in South Sudan. Even somebody who will never insult Denga, they are now starting to insult Denga because of Kiir Mayadit's weakness of leadership. Even Kawajat, he started insulting me. They say, you are from South Sudan? I say, yes. They say, why your people are like that? Why you mess up the country? And we were supporting you to be independent country. From there, I have no answer to say. I have no answer. As I told you, I spoke on CNN before when South Sudan get in a vote for referendum. And when South Sudan raised their flag to the sky in July 9, I spoke on national news. I'm not just the guy on Facebook thing. And I served in the Civil War for 6 years. I've been in the SPLA, SPLA soldiers for 6 years. You guys, when I tell something to President Kiir, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. We've been together with Kiir Mayadit. If you go back and look on his whole picture, those pictures will tell you we've been in the same shoes. Especially when I was the bodyguard of John Garang, Kiir Mayadit and myself, we were in the same shoes. Because we all were bodyguard of John Garang. When John Garang go to any places, we get in our vehicle and we go together. This man cannot abuse my society, and I will keep quiet. That if I open my mouth, Kira Bella, no. Who cares? My body is dead. My body is dead. I can die at any time. When the same thing when I tell the weaknesses of Ring Machar, Nuer people don't understand. Nuer people don't understand. And I know the suffering of Nuer more than even some of Nuer children. They don't know how Nuer people went suffering before Kiir Mayadit. And people don't get it. When I challenge the Nuer people, they say because I'm from Denga. I will be Denga forever. And I can be Denga when I tell the truth. I've been in South Sudan in 2013 before the war, and I talked to people. Everything I saw in Bantu, I told them. People come from America, they always make up things. And I said, no, something is going to happen. I tell this to brothers from Nuer in Bantu. The guy who was the airline coordinator, I told him something is going to happen. And he denied it. Because when I was in Equatoria, when I was in central Equatoria, I never see a soldier at the assembly, in the military assembly. But when I was in Bantu, in town, where I was sleeping in a hotel, when I came out in the morning, I see all the military in the assembly. You see a lot of guns around within the state capital, in the state capital. And I said, why are you guys doing this? And they say, because we are in the border. And I said, what border? Border is 2 hours away from here. 2 hours away from Bantu by car. And you telling me you are in the border? What kind of border? Nuer people, they don't understand. And when I left, I went to Pariang. I tell them the same thing. What I have seen, when I was checking, when I went through the checkpoint, you know, the police, all the military, people with rank, were the one do checkpoint. And they're asking me where I'm going with Kawajat. I said, I'm going to Pariang. And they're asking me, where you come from? I tell them. I showed them the paper that I had. And I told them, why are you the one do the checkpoint? Where is the police? And that was the game planning by Ring Machar. That was the game planning by Taban. Taban was in Juba when he was removed from his position, and he coordinated everything while he's in Juba. And when I tell them from my heart, people say I'm lying. So when I came back to America, I came back on July 2nd. I spent 4 months, and then Ring Machar declared the war. Because our people don't want to accept the truth. Who is now suffering? Is it me? It is them who are suffering. It's not me. It is them who are suffering. And when we tell you don't do it this way, do it this way, they don't listen. They hit us. And they can be hit us until they die. They can hit us until they die or until we die. Because we live in a country where human life is valued, where dog life is matter. In the Western country, the dog life is matter. Leave alone human being. Dog life is matter. Trees life is matter. When you hit the tree down in this country, you have to plant another tree. You go to court and you plant another tree to replace the tree that you hit down in the Western country. So we have something that we know. And when we talk about it, we're not lying. People say we drink. People say we have a mental problem. My people, I don't have mental problem. I don't have any mental problem. So Kiir Mayardit, I want you to change 2021. 2021, you need to change. You need to open the page. You need to open the page. Now look, yeah, Junubin. How many our people are now suffering in Uganda? How many our people? Uganda. And how much money you South Sudanese all over the world. Either you are in Europe, either you are in where, in Australia, here in North America. How much money you send every year, every month? How much money? How much money we send to Uganda to develop that country? Even when I went to Uganda in 2006. Now, when you go to Uganda now, you see good development. Good development come out from us, South Sudanese, because we are supplying the civilian of that country, and those civilians of that country, they are making those money to turn them back into their country, into their economy. I'm talking about Uganda alone. How much money we are invested in that country by rent, by sending children in school. If we come to Kenya, the country of Kenya, a country that the South Sudanese refugee since 1992, our South Sudanese refugee were the economy of the country of Kenya. And there's no president can deny that in Kenya. No president, Daniel Aramoy know that, we will not deny that. Moi Kibaki, he know that. Uhuru Kenyatta, he know that the economy of Kenya, like now you heard, Kenya will be number one in 2030. In 2030, they say Kenya will be number one in Eastern Africa by economy. Because we South Sudanese, we are supplying those countries of Eastern Africa. Because the money we are sending to rent houses, for kids to go to school there, the money we pay for food, the money we pay for water bill, the money we pay for everything. We have their own community. But if Kiir Mayardit is the leader, he should be a lucky leader at the time that so many South Sudanese are all over the world. We would have built that country within no time. If Kiir Mayardit stop all this bullshit, if Kiir Mayardit was stopping all this bullshit, our people in Eastern Africa will go back home and do their business. And then our country can have road, our country can have a hospital, our country can have clean water through what we give individual, like what we do in this country. If you go to work, you pay tax, and the government can take your tax and take his tax, and then that's how the government can contract the road. In the Western world, the money didn't come from God, the money come from individual citizens. But you see now in Uganda alone, we have like 1.5 million South Sudanese. If you think I'm wrong, go to the UN website. You will see it. 1.5 million South Sudanese. And they are relying with people in the diaspora. They are relying with people in South Sudan. People work in the government. They still take the money out from the country and send them to Uganda and leave the country drying up. They leave the country drying up. And that's why we don't have no bank in South Sudan. Where do you think the bank can be working? When people inside the country, they're sending money outside. When people who are in diaspora, they're sending money to different countries. Where do you think the bank will get money? Yeah, Junubin. Where do you think the bank of South Sudan will get the money? Huh? Because it's starting from our president, we don't know our damn right. We don't know our damn right that the so many people start from those of Anyanya one. Start from those of Anyanya one who took up arms and liberate South Sudan. Start from those of Anyanya one, 1955, until 2005. We don't know the right of these people, why they died for. Why they died for. Ring Machar don't know why all the Nuer, the majority of Nuer who joined the army, Ring Machar don't know why they joined the army to fight. And we always talking about dead people. We always talking about dead people. We would say if John Garang was here, this would have not been done. We say if William Nyon was here, this would have not been done. If Carvina was here, this would have not been done. If Lulishol was here, this would not be done. And people who are alive, they are there. They don't do it. And you talking about people who died. Shame on us, Ya Junubin. Shame on us. Shame on us. So Kiir Mayari need to stop placing people who want to destroy South Sudan. Kiir Mayari need to stop placing them. If somebody rebel and turn the gun against the people of South Sudan, that person is not one of us. That person is not one of us. Kiir is abusing the Denga. Kiir Mayari is abusing the Puluj majority of Denga. Like last time, how many times she ring Machar got? How many times ring Machar, she ring Machar got? Now a lot got. Ranwanichal Carbino. Ranwan, the Carbino one got. Ke lakunak. In said B and Mike, Kujabana sees on him got Queen Monjang. In him got Kuko over my by. Ke lakunak. Kurane got more than 10 times. Ella kubi kutewe bani. Tabandenga got more than what? Kwakin knock. I buy kutewe bani can buy prison. Kurane monjang is a gat. I kichiki mung magic in my yard. Imagine buy. Mung magic in my yard may buy. I can man. Kulwela lagat. Kawe wong monjang, this denga, this pulish denga, you went and killed that guy. You pulish denga. Your president is from denga. Majority of you are denga. And now you killed that person. And somebody who rebelled so many times, you always bring him and please him. You always bring them and give them rank. You always bring them and give them rank. And you kill your first Denga rebel. Who is fool here? Who is fool? It is we, the Denga, we are the fool. And that's why I said the name Denga must be changed. That name has the problem. That name Denga must be changed. Must be changed. And I will start teaching my kid. Don't call yourself Denga anymore. Because Denga, we are abusing our people. And our people died in a huge number. Who don't know if you were in Equatoria? Because I'm telling the truth here. If you are from Nuer, you know. But when we were in Equatoria, who were the target? The Denga. How many Denga you can knock? How many Denga you can knock Equatoria, ya Junubin? Between Presiga, Bitagapoda, between Korkalai, between Latuge, between Chugudum and Makui, between Kilkala, and between what do you call it? Between Latuge and Natinga. How many Denga you can knock because of them being a Denga? How many Denga Chita Poda can knock because of being a Denga? How many people she can knock Chita Poda can knock because of being Nuer? Because these were people who have been targeted. These people were targeted. It was only Nuer and the Denga. And I was there. I witnessed all this. Some people like a knock a bit and I tell you,
Kutemu dubur ku kujaga tawa jernam because you are Denga. How do you forget now if you are Denga's son? This is the question why I say Kiir Mayadi is not the leader. How Kiir Mayadi now is still pleasing people? Because we are a country. If things were done during the war, these are the consequences. These are the consequences of war. But now the same thing were done in the past, people are still doing it again in the Denga. Denga is still being killed like chicken. And you call yourself, you are the majority. You are a Pulut majority. Now you are building Equatoria area. And all the Denga play nothing. Children are not going to school. All your leaders that working with the government of Kiir, they get their money and they send their kid to Kenya. They send their kid to Uganda. They can send their kid to India. Your own Denga son. Your own Denga son getting the money from the government. And your own area, as the Denga who liberate South Sudan, you don't build a school for your children. You don't build road for your people. Because when you build road, when you build a school, these are the compensation. These are the compensation for our people who died during the liberation. If you build the road, if you build the clean water, if you build the hospital, this is what you're gonna do as a country to compensate, because it's impossible to give everybody money. But if you provide the services, this is what you pay back. You pay back to the children who their parents died. And this is what we tell Kiir Mayari all the time. And he said, we're quite a diaspora, you are the one destroying my country. And the people who are with him, people who take the arm and go and fight for 5 years, and then they come back tomorrow, he make them buy president. Who is destroying the country now? Who destroying the country? Be the judge. Who destroying the country? Is it people talking or people who take up the arm and come and kill the same Junubin? Huh? Be the judge. Answer. Let me see the comment. Who is putting the country now in bad shape? Is it people talking to criticize the government or people who took the arm? Kiir Mayadi should be very thankful for the number of South Sudanese in diaspora. Kiir Mayadi should be very thankful. If it was not us as individual, South Sudan could die financially. Leave alone the oil. The money that South Sudanese are sending back to South Sudan, those money are more than the money we get from the oil. They are more. If you calculate the money we pay in Uganda, money we pay in Kenya, money we pay in Ethiopia, money we pay in Sudan. This money, if they go back to our country will be like Ethiopia. Now all the Ethiopians in diaspora, their money, they go back to their country. They open their account in their country while they are in the West. The same thing to Kenyan. How many Kenyan in America? They always send their money to Kenya. That's why you see Kenya get all the money from their citizens in diaspora, plus the money that we are throwing away to benefit their country. You know, let turn the page in 2021. Let's turn the page to love our country. Let's turn the page. Let's turn the page. If you ignore, it's coming. And you see now it is starting in about the mile 14. About the mile 14, the Sudan people keep coming that they say they want peace in South Sudan. But they want their interest. That's why they're fooling Kiir and the Minister of Defense or the person who is international affairs is coming to South Sudan. They come to fool Kiir Mayari. They come to fool Kiir Mayari because they have their interest. That's why Kiir signed that paper in 2012. The paper that you seen yesterday on on Namlao website. It was a paper that signed in 2012. Because Kiir Mayardit, he don't have faith. Kiir has no faith to rule the people of South Sudan. He don't have no faith. If he had the faith, all the rebellion would have stopped long time ago. Because how? People who kill the civilian in Bantu, people who kill civilian in Fariang, people who kill civilian in Balit, people who kill civilian in Malakal, you come and give them rank. Give them rank. Instead, for them to be punished. Taban Dengai would have not be given as a vice president. Riek would have not been given a vice president. Because they are enemies to South Sudan. Kiir Mayardit would have told the world, these people, it will be up to Junubin. If you want them to come and be a leaders, it is up to you. But as the president, I reject them. We will go for a referendum. If a referendum make Riek Machar to be a leader, Riek Machar would be a vice president. But Riek Machar is a criminal. Taban Dengai is a criminal. Now the country is being ruled by a criminal and somebody who have no faith. Now you see Taban. Taban is planning things against the Nuer and their neighbors. Like this cataract going on in Ruweng for a number of months, number of years. It's Taban Dengai doing this. And Taban Dengai is your vice president in J1, but when he go back to his own community, he plan another plan. And you majority of Denga, the full majority of Denga, you know the right of your own citizens. While you are the majority in the government, while you are the majority in everything, and your people are being abused. Your people are being killed every night in Juba by a known gun. Who is a known gun? And how do you know he's an unknown gun? Whereby the Denga are the police at night, the Nuer are the police at night, and the people from their own community are being killed like chicken. Shame on us. So I want you, the leaders of South Sudan, if you have internet in hotel, you need to listen to this video. You need to listen to this video. If you have a time, you need to listen to this video. And if you are a close friend to Kiir Mayardit, you need to tell Kiir Mayardit, Ngara Agwam has really talk about your leadership. Tell him. And he need to listen if he has the internet. He need to listen. This is not the thing I'm saying about my own self. I have my own life. I have my own life. My own life is good. But I don't want to turn my back with the suffering of my people, and I don't want to challenge the leaders. These were the leaders I was with them. We were in the same war, fighting the same war. The Battle of Kofoida. The Battle of Kofoida. You know, Battle of Kofoida is compared with the Battle of Kurmuk. You know how many people we lost in the Battle of Kofoida? It started in November of 1994 to December 1995. How many people died there in Kofoida War? Do your own research and talk to your family members who are still alive. They will tell you, I'm one of these people. Everything I'm saying here, I can say it in front of Kiir Mayardit without any fear. I can say them in front of Riek Machar, Taban Dengai without any fear. Because I was one of them. And the country is not for them. The country is for a generation to come. They can go tomorrow, but they will not take that country. Okay? So for those of you who came late, my name is Ngara Agwem. And I tell you earlier from the beginning of my show, when I come to show, I don't take it easy. I double it down. I double it. That is my nature. That is my DNA. I can feed anywhere in South Sudan. I'm not a man of tribal. But I'm a man who stands with the truth. Even when I was in the SPLA, people loved me to death because they used to call me Judge Ahmed. I never have any problem with Judge Aswad, based on my character. I'm not a man. I'm not a selfie guy. You can do my background. I serve South Sudan. I want South Sudan to be like this country. I built a school in South Sudan. The school we built two schools. One school when that school was started, it was 109 students. One school. It started with 109 students. And then we built a second school. Now these two schools, we educated 900 students in Pariang. 900. And that's the reason John Garang used to tell us, you Judge Alamer, you will be the leader. You will be the one to come back and help this country. That's what John Garang tell us. But now leadership of Kiir Mayardit is not allowed her to do enough. Leadership of Kiir Mayardit is not allowing her to do enough because this man is very weak and he has no direction. And the pulling majority of Denga are well Kiir Mayardit there. While you the Denga, you are being abused under his power. Under his power. As I said, now children from the Denga community, they don't have no school to go. They have to have their own school in their village, in their town. And that is the compensation for their fathers who died to liberate South Sudan. So thank you. So you can share the video. I'm going to end it with the music. I forget one thing. Look now. In Juba, the state capital of South Sudan, we have people who are suffering in the camp. We have people who are suffering in the camp. And Kiir Mayardit always hearing them suffering. And he's saying, peace has come. And Riek Machar said, peace has come. And Taban Denga said, peace has come. If peace has come, why those civilians are still in the camp in Juba? Why they don't go to their places? Why? If peace has come, why are they still suffering in there? And they have their own community. If they are from Nuer, they're supposed to go to the Nuer community. Because Nuer are there by themselves. Nuer are not ruled by Denga. If they keep saying there is insecurity for Nuer themselves, you are a liar. Because Nuer, they have their own community. If those people in the camp in Juba, why they don't go to their own community? But Kiir Mayardit don't know because Kiir is a man who have no direction and he don't know who is helping him. Those people in the camp, they are not civilians. They are the backup. They are backup of Riek Machar. Riek Machar is still planning the war. You the Nuer people, you need to understand. If your community will be continue to suffering in the hand of one man, a man that his children are in UK, and you keep running after Riek Machar in these years, like a pulling wagon. If you want Nuer to be full after Riek Machar and Taban Dengai for 100 years to come, that will be up to you. That will be up to you. And you, Denga, if you want Riek Machar to Kiir Mayardit keep to let the Denga be abused, that will be up to you. You think about it. You think about it. Because those people in the camp, they are back up. Where were they before the war? Where were they? They came with somebody. They were children of somebody. They were wife of somebody. So don't you, Kiir Mayardit, you don't need to be fooled by UN, because now the country of South Sudan is ruled by UN. It's not ruled by you. And you telling us you are the president of South Sudan. And now UN is the one you listen to. And every country in Africa, they have their own crisis. And UN don't put their nose in those countries. Only in South Sudan, UN put their nose in South Sudan affairs. Shame on us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it with a song. Thank you for taking time, and thank you for listening. You guys, you can listen to that video. If you have time, you can summarize it and write an article about it and post it on social media. If you have time, you can write article out of this and send it to the people of South Sudan so they can read it. They can read it. They can read it. And put my name. My name is Ngara Agwam. My name is Ngara Agwam. My name is, I have two names. The name I'm talking now, Ngara Agwam, is my mother. The mother that I came out from. My other name is Ngorukur. Ngorukur Mayol. That is my father. I came out from him. But I have two names. Sometimes I use my mother name so I can remember my mother more than anything else. Without my mother, I would have not be here. So listen to the song. You hear the sound? Could you hear the sound? Ladies and gentlemen. Emmanuel Langbang, I'm not going to invite nobody. Sorry. You go and listen to the video, make a comment. If you like what I said. Hello, Atif, Tim Mijak. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, my fellow South Sudanese, for watching this. Please share the video, make a comment, send it to President Kiir. This is going to President Kiir. You can send it to his close friend. Send this to them. They can go and listen to themselves. Because there's no way we can reach him. When we said we need to talk to President, secretary in the President office, they never accept us to talk to President. So it's good for us to talk here, so he can hear it from people, from his friends. If we go to South Sudan look for President to visit President office, they don't want us to see President because they need us to pay money to see President. Like now in South Sudan, this is the only country I see a community member going to see the president. You have to pay somebody. You have to pay somebody in order to let you in. And who created all this? A weakness of leadership. How come that to pay for visit to see the office of my president? Eh? That is a shame. The only thing the office of the president needs, if somebody writes a letter, where you come from, and who are you, and where are you going? This is what they need. You don't need to pay the money. Listen to this song. Call this song, there are somebody who was here with us in America, and he went to South Sudan, and he got killed. He got killed. He went there to save people in South Sudan. And the rebellion of Rimashah killed him by ambush. Listen to that song. I don't know why it's Jim. These are women from Pariang. They are singing a song. If you are Denga, listen carefully. You can learn something out from that song. Border. We are on the border. You know Binabui, those of you who are lost boys, Binabui went to South Sudan, to Pariang, and then when he moved from Pariang going to one of the village, when he heard that a lot of people killed, a lot of people were killed in ruined source. A lot of people were killed in ruined source. So Binabui went there, get in the car to go there and see people who were killed by the rebels. And there he fall in ambush. That's how Binabui was killed. He was killed as a civilian. So that's what I want you to know. We are not easy people. We are not easy people. And now when we are easy people because we don't have a good leader. We don't have a good leader now. That's why some people don't know who are we. When we say we are from Ruwen, when we say from Padang, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But people who fought the war with us, they know. Even Kiir Mayari, every time they say, and that community is backbone, is bad of South Sudan. Gal ne yinga ke gato ne fa anu ne yile ne yinga ke gato ne fa anu ne yile ke ola kwen ko chito ku ko pirato to wujen be there good leader bi ka kwai ago ka taw in that area ago development ago rolo ke we taw jebi. We have good people who can go and do that. Even myself, I can go do that, and I already did it. I built a school. So I feel be country amok here ku knowledge da ko community latine ke ko chito community ke ga yo ke gala kwen ne yinga ke ga taw na yilo ku ko pirato. So jakilo ogin ubin chiwa wuji laki South Sudan abung worki a country lakin nele je bebran bay ran ya bay ran yi ran yi lwel ki shiriya lwel bis cha big thing Ra ina ya banyo koy kun. Ina ya banyo koy kun. Engari tong daga nyok ben, tong daga nyok ben, tong det. Uke kede an ngi ka grieng machar. Ngawan e ting riek elo malakal biala jam ko to kemi. Ko to kemi ke gilwela ke motonin. Ku ke ko le ni ke tawe backup. Ngawan la jam kemi. Pi malakal en ting riek. Ko nga minister of defense. Ko ngawan en la jam bargadal, northern bargadal, kenile kwen ga jur. Kenile kwen ga jur e chiran ngejen me ke kol. Lagin e tong na loy achan bi akuma de ki bi ko madinga will bi garai pio. Kubutang dat brodio loy keten kiri ma chaka ka Angelina abi jo ngir bani kika ja ko jaruda loy ke ko wi big piece by u ka tiriga biga ki chwa boy e tiriga biga ki chwa boy ena lui ki coordinate kuna le yena wa brothers from the other side of the denga ka shi ke dedi abagyo dedi this time ku kire mile 14 abida ko nyokto ala bikiri ma yadit be either be quite God. He need to open a new chapter. New chapter that he need to show himself as a leader. Thank you for watching. I'm not gonna bring nobody. This is the truth. This is not a debate. This is the truth. This is a message. When you send a message, you don't have to come and debate. Because this is the message I'm sending. It's actually government message to President Kiir, the leaders of South Sudan, the community on the border. This is the message. I don't need nobody to come and discuss with me. It's the message. You can go and listen. If you agree with it, share it. If you don't agree, up to you. Thank you for watching.